So, what's the first thing that pops into your head when you hear the words defense lawyer? You probably picture some dramatic courtroom scene from a movie, right? Well, today, we're going to pull back that curtain and really dig into why this role is one of the most vital and honestly most misunderstood pillars of our entire justice system. Everything really starts with this idea. The court is the last bastion of human rights. That's a powerful statement, isn't it? It paints a picture of this fortress that we can all rely on when we need justice. It's the ideal we all want to believe in. But let's get real for a second. Is that fortress perfect? Are its walls really as solid as we think? Because the truth is, sometimes cracks start to show. So let's talk about that in our first section of faltering trial. We're going to look at the cracks that can actually form in this bastion of justice. First up, evidence. We like to think of it as this absolute, foolproof thing. But a lot of the time, it's more like a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces. You might be missing a key piece, or the pieces you do have could fit together in a few different ways. You're left with a picture that just isn't quite complete. And then you have the human element. At the end of the day, judges, juries, they're all people. And people, well, we can have biases, we can get emotional, or we can just make honest mistakes. And any one of those things can be enough to tip the scales of justice one way or the other. And finally, there's just the sheer imbalance of power. Just picture it. On one side, you have the entire weight of the state, all its investigators, all its prosecutors. And on the other side, there's just one person. That's not just a tough spot to be in. It can be completely and utterly overwhelming. All right, section 2, the one who defends the end. So with all these potential cracks in the system, who stands in the gap? Well, the system actually has a protector built right in. And this is the very reason they exist, to stand right in that gap and face those exact challenges. We're talking about the defense lawyer. You could almost say they're the system's own self-correction button, its answer to its own imperfections. Now this gets right to the heart of a huge misunderstanding. See, it's not just about being a mouthpiece for someone else. The real job, the deeper purpose, is to be a shield. They are the person standing between an individual and the massive power of the state, making sure their rights are protected. Think about that for a second. When everything else is falling apart, when the pressure is immense, the defense lawyer is the last one there, whose entire job is to just hold on. They're the final barricade against a trial completely crumbling. And that brings our whole idea full circle. If the court is that last bastion, then the defense lawyer, they're the soldier on the wall, holding the line to make absolutely sure that bastion does not fall. Okay, section 3, the constitutional line of defense. Because this role is so critical, it's really more than just a job. It's a constitutional pillar of our legal system. You see, the right to a defense isn't just a nice idea or a professional courtesy. It's a line of defense literally woven into the fabric of our Constitution. It is a fundamental guarantee, a built-in recognition that for the system to be fair for anyone, there has to be a strong defense for everyone. And that leads us to our last and maybe most important question. Why should this one job matter to all of us, especially if we never ever find ourselves in a courtroom? Here's why it matters to you. Because the rule of law isn't some abstract concept. It's a structure, and that whole structure is built on the rights of every single person. If just one person's rights are allowed to collapse, a crack forms in the foundation for all of us. So the defense lawyer, in protecting that one person, is really defending the very system that protects everyone. The next time you see one, maybe ask yourself, are they just defending a person, or are they defending the last bastion itself?